Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclectic Alu. This is Alina from Argentina. I wanted to tell you about the dysfunctional family today when both the parents or one of the parents are narcissistically inclined people. They create this dense atmosphere where all the attention goes to the narcissist, okay? Once they have children, that becomes difficult because for everybody when you have kids, your attention turns to your kids automatically. It's like an automatic response that normal people do. They prioritize their kids. Their kids are always first. This doesn't happen with narcissistic parents. So starting from there, you see just basic difference, and from that you get a lot of consequences. For starters, the center of attention are not the kids, although the kids should be the center of attention. If parents are narcissistic, kids are not the center of attention. The most important thing is the supply that the narcissistic parent needs to get from their kids. So, with that assumption, there are different roles that are going to be built, right, for each kid. One other thing is narcissistic parents and people, every person that is highly narcissistic will tend to think in black and white terms, like all or nothing, that's the split personality. Is one, there are no grays, no pastels, no, either you're a good person, great, they idealize you. That's why when the cycle of abuse starts, they idealize you, or they devalue you because you are bad, you're all the wrong, what's wrong in the world, that's you. So that's when they devalue you and they see all the, they project. The other thing that they do is they project, and projection and splitting are two different defense mechanisms. So when they split, is good or bad, there are no grays in between. And then projection is when they put everything that they don't like about themselves, that is not good, accepted, or great, that they don't perceive as good, they put it onto another person. That's projection. So that's when they guilt trip you and they make you feel as if you're guilty and that you're defective, that you can do nothing right, there's nothing ever enough because you are what's wrong with the world, right? So that's when they project everything that they do. And so I talked about this, and I'm going to put the videos here. I talked about this because they project a lot. And you can see it so clearly, especially during the smear campaign. They will accuse you of things that they do, actually. So it's weird stuff. So in a family system, what happens with the kids is awful because they will assign roles to their kids. Usually the oldest one is the golden child. That will be the idealized kid. And that kid will do everything to please that parent, okay? There will be no boundaries. They don't know what they like, want, anything, because they are all their being is made to please that parent so that they can get love, That's the only way they find useful or effective to connect with a person, with a parent, is by being everything that narcissistic parent wants you to be. So the golden child will be the king, the queen, everything's perfect, they are great, they excel at things, whatever it is that the narcissistic parent values. They could be athletes or, maths, science, they will try to be what the narcissistic parent wants them to be. So that's the golden child. The problem is when they grow up, they won't know what they feel, what they want, and they are at risk of becoming narcissists themselves. When they don't, they're people that they don't have inner world because they don't know what they want. They just do what the other person wants them to do. these are rigid roles, and they change, you know, they can change throughout a lifetime in a family like that. They can interchange the roles. And so the other role is the scapegoat. This is the black sheep of the family that will do everything wrong, okay? So the golden child can do no wrong. This one does everything. You know, it's ridiculous. It's like projection. They project everything and blame that poor kid with everything that's wrong in the family, because that's the one that sees the dysfunction. You know, although they were raised and brought up in that family, they are able to step out a little and see the dysfunction, and they are blamed, accused of everything, and they you know, they are ostracized and accused of everything. So when they grow up, if they stay in that role for too long, they are guilty, just naturally guilty, because they were blamed from, you know, age 1 to whatever the age, they were blamed for everything that's wrong with them. So that projection from the parent, who is completely narcissistic, on that little boy or girl, was scapegoated and accused of everything that's wrong. So, and then one more thing is that parents, before I go to my third role, parents that are narcissistic, they want to divide their kids. They want them to not communicate between each other, and to not team up, you know, to be not in contact, and to be, you know, they love sibling rivalry, but take that, you know, to the next level. It's a mess. They want them to fight. Normal, you know, parents, we want our kids to be united and to have a front for life, so that they can go back to, you know, their siblings when things come up in life. These parents, they want them separated and fighting and competing. Ooh, they love competition between kids. I don't know I know what that is about, but that makes me so angry. They want them to compete, actually. You know, they want them to compete, and there's a lot of sarcasm and, you know, jokes and all that, and they don't encourage a united front for the kids, like cooperation and help. And no. All they want is division. They want to divide so they can rule, okay? Divide and conquer. That's what they do. And then there's the neglected child, which is the invisible child. And that's the one that they don't see. You know, if they have 3 kids, that's the one that they don't pay attention to. That kid is completely forgotten. They don't pay attention to that kid, and it's very sad, because that kid is always dissociating and it's out, and, you know, it's very hard for that kid to make something of him or herself, for any of these 3 types of kids. But the thing is, if you believe that you are in one of those roles, you have to know that you can move from that role. You know, when you grow up, you can learn about this, and if your sisters and your brothers are not narcissistic yet, you know, because that could happen in adulthood, you know that if you talk to them and try to make amends and all that, and see if that can work, that could be a great way for all of you to get out of those roles. Narcissistic parents, they want their kids to be divided, and they create a lot of fog, like fear, obligation, and guilt amongst them, and so it's a very cruel relationship. And so it's good to know this. So that's it for today. I hope this was useful, and this is a huge topic, but this is the basics, okay? So I hope I can see you in my next video. Please subscribe and like the video, share it if you think that someone will benefit from this, and I hope I can see you next week. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.